Hi there, Laurel Beard here with the Blitsy Creative Team, and today I'm going to show you this card, and we're going to be doing some very simple stamping with the Faber-Castell Gelatos. Yep, you can stamp with the gelatos. So anytime that I use gelatos, I always prime my cardstock with gesso. The way I think of gesso is the way I think of painting a wall or something. You want to prime it first. Well, when using the gelatos, you want to apply a layer of gesso first because that creates a very blendable, non-porous surface for the gelatos. I have kind of been lazy and chinched out and not put the gesso down first, and I can very much tell the difference. The gelatos just don't blend as easy. I am working off of a Tim Holtz craft sheet. You can see what easy cleanup that was right there. I have 3 or 4 of them in my craft room, and that's my work surface for everything because the cleanup is so easy. I applied the gesso down with the paintbrush. You can use a palette knife if you want to, whatever. The gesso dries really, really quick, probably 5 minutes or so, but for the sake of the video, I went ahead and zapped it with my heat tool. I am using a very old and very well-loved stamp set that I have in my stash. It's from Hero Arts, this little floral background stamp set. And I'm going to be using gelatos. You can see I'm holding up 2 different sizes here. The one to the left, the red one, is called a double scoop gelato, and the other one is a regular gelato. They're the exact same thing. The double scoop is just double the size. So I'm going to go in with a couple of different colors here. I'm going to do yellow, purple, green. The purple is actually metallic. It's really pretty. They have a metallic line of gelatos as well. And I'm just going to scribble directly onto my stamp here. Now, if you overlap and get one color gelato on another color, that's all right. Just scribble off onto a piece of scratch paper, your work surface or whatever. Just scribble off that excess color and you're fine. These products are made to work together, so you can overlap and combine colors and do whatever you want. It's not going to hurt them at all. So I call these gelatos the creamy little chapsticks because they're like chapsticks or lipsticks or whatever, and they're just these very pigmented, creamy color. I just absolutely love them. So the key to stamping with the gelatos is just make sure your stamp has complete coverage. Make sure there's color down on all of it. It's just that simple, and you're scribbling right onto your stamp. You can do this with a clear stamp or a rubber stamp. It's whatever you want to do. So I've got that gelatoed all primed, it's all dry, and I've got my stamp. That's just some regular water. I'm going to spritz it. I probably spritzed it about 4 times or so from up above. You can actually see the water pooling up on the stamp, and that's what's going to activate the gelatos. So I didn't even put this on acrylic block. This stamp is so old, I think it's lost its cling. So I'm just pressing it down onto my card with my hand, giving it firm, even pressure, and I'm probably going to hold it there, for about 10 seconds or so. And then when you lift it up, look how pretty that is. I absolutely love it, and I love the metallic look of that purple as well. So I just love all the different colors you can get. And I don't know if it's possible to do that with ink pads. To get all these colors onto that one stamp, and markers, of course you can do it with markers as well, but I just love gelatos. I think they're so much fun to work with, and once they dry, they are completely permanent. It does take a while for the gelatos to dry. I mean, for mine to completely dry, sometimes it's a day or 2 depending on where you live in the climate, but you can also spray a fixative over the top of it if you wanted to, if you were in a hurry, or you can do a coating of the gel medium but by Design Memory Crafts, but you got to be careful with that because you don't want to smear your gelato. So most of the time I just wait, or I find a matte fixative spray. Now I'm going to keep this card sentiment free because I like the design, and when I want a sentiment, I'm going to stamp it on the inside of my card. I think this is a design that would work well for thank you, any occasion, happy birthday, thank you, thinking of you, whatever. So I'm going to leave this sentiment free, and like I said, when I'm ready to mail this card off, I will stamp a sentiment on the inside along with a handwritten greeting. So I just wanted the gelatos and this very pretty image to be the focal point of the card. I'm going to round the top of the corners with my We Are Memory Keeper corner rounder just to soften it up a little bit. I did think there was a little bit too much white space, so this is that Sukaneko textured spray. And I'm going to kind of flick that on with gold. You can cover up your image. I actually was showing you my packaging that I hold my stamps in. You can cover up the image if you wanted to by pulling out packaging or placing a piece of paper over your image or whatever, but I didn't care. So I flicked on that gold using the stir stick. I don't use the actual mist spray because I want control over where the where the color goes. So I tend to always use my stir stick anytime I am using mists or anything like that. But that's the card. Very clean, very simple, super easy to mass produce if you wanted to. Here's a close-up of the gelato. So yeah, you can stamp with your gelatos. Thank you so much for joining us today.